Hi, I'm back with another speed drawing of a story I wrote because this is actually kind of fun. Okay, so let's go on with the story. I don't have a name for it because I just don't, I guess. I don't know. Alright, let's go. Death. She had been called that for a while now. A word with so much fear behind it. She doesn't understand why. She suspects it must have something to do with an end, a stopping point, a time in which you are no longer. Animals, she's noticed, although not one for conversation, never fear her as much as you would think. However, they never seem to understand that they hadn't escaped the danger chasing them, whether that be old age or a bigger predator. Always optimistic, they like to imagine they had escaped, and the girl in front of them was just a kind Always optimistic, they like to imagine they had escaped, and that the girl in front of them was just a kind visitor who would be leaving soon. They never think that they will be leaving her, not the other way around. It is usually humans that have more fear after realizing they don't need to run. They complain all the time how their feet hurt, how they wish they could rest, just take a break. Yet, when the opportunity arises, they almost always wish to go a few more miles. They ask questions she can't answer. Humans have always been the most curious creatures she's met. Some questions were common. Where were they going? What if they didn't want to go? She couldn't make them go if they didn't want. What about their loved ones? Even those who had said they were ready were still a little afraid of her. The questions that always surprised her were the ones that were about her. How long had she been doing this? What was her name? She looked human. When did she die? These questions always got her thinking for a while. But not long, because even though humans were curious, they are often selfish in what they consider a crisis, like dying. She often thought of humans as a different species to her, but many had mentioned that she looked like one of them. She is curious, often asking about their lives as she walks through the forest with them, watching as the slightly transparent creatures walk around them. She walks with them, watching as they lead her through the forest without realizing it, until they stop for some reason. Smiles and talks with them until they recognize the trees from a dream they had either recently or so long ago they are surprised they remembered. Until they remember whatever message they were given at that dream, as a look of peace washes over their face. A long time ago, she would have asked what they remembered. The only information she had gotten was that they had a dream about the place they were standing in. They never told her why they became calm. Humans were ever so selfish. She remembers her first time in the forest. It is her first memory, which is odd when the humans tell her of a time when they were small. She'd always been the same height. She was just in the forest. She doesn't remember being scared. She just started walking until she reached a house. She walked in and made herself at home. She left after what seemed like forever and no time at all, and walked to find a creature that had died, a cat. Cats are her favorite. Everything else needs help leaving, walking, or staying. But cats just want company as they walk, someone to pet them. The first cat is still with her, comes with as she helps others. They keep each other company as everyone leaves. She named it Rookbat. She can only remember a small light among many in the dark sky for her reasoning. She walks to her little cottage after her job is done. Sometimes she thinks if she knew how to dream, she would find out how to leave, or maybe find out what made the others so calm. However, she doesn't know what a dream is or how to accomplish it. It is quite the mystery to her. Whenever she asks the others how to do it, they look at her strangely. She stopped asking. She sits in the only chair, in the only room, and picks up the only book. She reads the only words to be found in the forest and waits. She doesn't know how she does, but when a new arrival comes, she knows and goes to them. She decided forever, but not too long ago, that it must be magic. Rookbat begins to walk around the room. It seems nervous. She is about to ask it what is wrong when a banging on the door silences her. She thinks she remembers this, as her memories fade back into her mind. Rookbat is hissing, so she gives it a few pats on the head before getting up and opening the door. Yes, she does remember this, and everything goes black. She is standing in a forest. She thinks that this is supposed to feel weird, but she doesn't. She begins to walk towards something, her feet knowing the way as her brain attempts to catch up. The animals are running around her, slightly transparent. She supposes that should be weird as well, but it isn't. It seems familiar, this forest, but not in the way she wants it to be. Whatever that means. She's looking for something. She walks straight into it. A small cat. It reminds her of a friend she can't remember. The cat begins to lead her now, and she is left to her thoughts. The forest, she decides, is much like the night sky. She looks to the cat next to her. Rookbat, she decides. She'll call it Rookbat. So there we go. That was the second story in, I guess, this now series that I've got going on. Yeah. So when I had others read it, they were confused about the ending. It's supposed to be like a cycle, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So, I'm not sure how far I am in this speed drawing, but I assume I'm like coloring or something. I don't know. It's a lot of work. I remember I had to like redo the sky a couple of times and the trees I had a bit of trouble with. And then I put like 80 overlays over it, so it would kind of have that neat effect where it was like everything in the background is gray and then like the foreground was lighter and like whiter or whatever. I don't know why I really like that effect, but I do, so I'll continue to do that. And then obviously my person and my cat aren't very realistic, like at all. I just wanted them to, they're a bit more cartoonish. I kind of have that style. And then I wanted their like lines to not be clean, so it looks like somebody drew it in with a pen, which I did. So I guess that effect worked out real well. Okay, so I really like the story. If you want to hear my stupid name, or why I decided to name the cat Rookbat, it's the name of one of the stars. I don't even know which one, but I figured that's what that line means, in case you are wondering. A small light among many in a dark sky. It's a star. I just like to be super edgy about how I describe things, I guess. Oh no. Alright. Also, if I sound a little funky, it is because I'm sick and my nose is all clogged and stuff. Who gets a cold in summer? Good question. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Feel free to check out my other videos. I should have them in cards at the end of this video. Yeah. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, I guess. Okay. Bye.